Good morning, good morning, good morning. And just like that, it's been a year. It's been a year since our last Frankfurt, Germany book fair experience. And now we're here again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it didn't feel like a year. It didn't feel like 11 months plus, but we are here again. As they would say, Guten Tag, uh, Guten Morgen, good morning. I am very excited, very pleased, and very elated that once again, an exhibitor here at the longest book fair there is in the world. So, in the heart of Germany is this massive Congress hall, or what they call the Messe. It has more than 10 halls. One hall is 3 floors, 3 to 4 floors. And today, up to Sunday, it's just going to be all books. It's just going to be about the book industry. It's going to be about all nations. You saw the flags earlier. They are all here, well represented from Asia, Africa, South America, North America. Of course, there's Asia and the neighboring countries or the neighboring continents of Asia, and as well as the neighboring countries of Germany that consists of the European Union. So we are here. We're live. I don't know if you can hear me, but we have a really just a small technical glitch. But I wanted to greet each and every one of you a good, very early morning in the East Coast. It's still good evening in the West Coast. So, America, we are here. We are here live and represented. Um, represented. We can see other publishing houses, marketing houses from America, but this company from San Diego, California, is once again here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair. So, um, this is our second year to be a solo exhibitor, but for the past 7 years, we were here with the other American companies. It's chilly, it is sort of gloomy here in Frankfurt today, but I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the warmth, the heat, it's just getting on, right? Um, People are just coming in. Exhibitors, it's open for exhibitors only for the next hour. And for the next few days, it's more of business to business. So, literary agents, publishing houses, marketing firms, ReadersMagnet, we're all here, right? And as we go into the weekend, we will see more people and open to students, open to anyone and everyone that is here right now in Frankfurt. Do not despair for those who are not in Frankfurt. Again, we're live, alive, and we're kicking. And we're going to show as much as we can so that you can feel that we're actually here. Again, I don't know, in the East Coast, it's just very early morning, um, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. So most of you are asleep. In the Pacific, I think people are just you know, um, trying to sleep. Hawaii, having dinner probably, but we just started our morning. We started our day, and we are starting the book fair today. Okay, so again, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 5 days. 5 days of literary adventure. 5 days of a million over million books here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair. Now, if you don't catch me live here, please feel free to just comment, because our team or I personally will actually answer your questions. If you can't sleep and you're still trying to sleep, send us a message. We will get back to you immediately. We will make sure that your concerns are addressed. But this is John, right? My team and I are here in Frankfurt, Germany, for the biggest and oldest, longest running book fair that there is in. So again, there's a lot of folks coming in, and I'd like to tell everyone in America, each and everyone in this industry is here. Every country represented. Our company, your books, represented here at the International Frankfurt Book Festival. So, if you have more time, just stay tuned. We're going to be live every single day for 5 days. Today's Wednesday. We're going to end our sessions on Sunday, just to make sure that for those who cannot make it, we are going to be here. We're for you. We're going to be your eyes, ears, and hey, we're going to even touch and feel and read every book. So again, folks in California, you're just about to sleep, but we're just starting our day here in Frankfurt, Germany for day 1 of the Frankfurt International Book Festival. So let's go in.
Discover Dashing Douglas. Discover Dashing Douglas.
ReadersMagnet is back in the heart of Guadalajara, Mexico. Join us for the largest Spanish-language book fair in the world. Guadalajara International Book Fair 2024. Access to over 300,000 titles. Networking opportunities with 15,000 book professionals. Feature your book in our book shoutout. And invite readers to grab a copy through our book plug. See you on November 30th to December 4th, 2024. Visit us at booth GG40 and GG42. Don't miss out and save the date. Contact us at 1-800-8050-762.
Discover Dashing Douglas.
ReadersMagnet is back in the heart of Guadalajara, Mexico. Join us for the largest Spanish-language book fair in the world. Guadalajara International Book Fair 2024. Access to over 300,000 titles. Networking opportunities with 15,000 book professionals. Feature your book in our book shoutout. And invite readers to grab a copy through our book plug. See you on November 30th to December 4th, 2024. Visit us at booth GG40 and GG42. Don't miss out and save the date. Contact us at 1-800-8050-762.
Douglas.
All right. So welcome again. Right, we're in the heart, in the middle of the International Book Fair here at Frankfurt. Oh my goodness! Look at the massive, grand set up here at Frankfurt Book Festival. The Frankfurt International Book Fair is not only the longest running book fair in the world, but it is the biggest book fair in the world. There are more than 10 halls. I will repeat myself, 10 halls with 3 to 4 floors. And every single corner, nook, and square meter of those floors are filled with books, and nothing but books. I'm telling you, and you better believe me that each and every hall of this magnificent facility is filled with books. We have books from Asia. We have books from all over Europe, neighboring countries of Germany, UK. We have books from Africa and the Middle East. We have books from South America. And of course, we have books from North America. Just like yours truly, I am proud to represent USA today, because not only do we show the world and showcase to the industry what we can do, as a country for the love of books. So this halls around us, we gave you a 360 view. It's just filled with books. Now, to be very specific, Reader's Magnet is at Hall 6. It's Halle in German, Hall, and obviously it's spelled as HLL. The Hall 6, it's a big hall. Hall number 6 is where we belong. You will find Reader's Magnet exactly at Hall 6 and floor 0. The ground floor here in Frankfurt or in Germany, ground floors are called floor 0. So Hall 6, floor 0, or the ground floor. In America, we always call it, either the ground or the first, but here it's actually floor 0. Okay, so we are there, and we are at stand B11. Okay, the aisle B, and look for the number 11. All right, 11, B11. We're very near the exit, but I'm telling you, how we are just a tiny contributor in this massive and huge industry. But we are a very proud contributor, because we know that over 1,000 books by Reader's Magnet is gonna be represented, and we brought over to Germany 154 to be exact. But again, as the Reader's Magnet team is here in Frankfurt, Germany, this very morning, October, I'm blanking. It is October 14 or 15. Let me look at October 16th, my goodness, right? Wednesday, October 16th, 9:33 in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. And we are here live. We are here to represent the American books that we brought over across the Atlantic Ocean, and that's what they say, across the pond. And we're going to be very proud to showcase this to all. Our booth, and we will walk with you. But again, like walking from the entrance, we just had to cut it because it's a long walk, and we're going to go on commercial. You're going to see fabulous things, but we'll be back because again, from where I'm standing right now to where you saw me earlier, that was already a 10-minute walk. Now I have to walk 10 more minutes to hall 6. Can you see 6? I think from here you can see 4 and 5, but we will show you 6, and we will show you the ground floor or floor 0, booth number 11, where we are, where you can find us. So for those at home in the East Coast, still fast asleep, you can watch us, or on our Facebook, Instagram page, and the other social media platforms. For those in the Pacific or LA and California and San Diego, you guys are probably just trying to fall asleep. We're gonna be live. We're gonna be live from today up to Sunday, just for you to feel, see, hear the buzz, the excitement, the energy here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair. Let's go. Happy ka rin?
Discover Dashing Douglas.
Reader's Magnet is back in the heart of Guadalajara, Mexico. Join us for the largest Spanish-language book fair in the world. Guadalajara International Book Fair 2024. Access to over 300,000 titles. Networking opportunities with 15,000 book professionals. Feature your book in our book shoutout. And invite readers to grab a copy through our book plug. See you on November 30th to December 4th, 2024. Visit us at booth GG40 and GG42. Don't miss out and save the date. Contact us at 1-800-8050-762.
Discover Dashing Douglas.
Reader's Magnet is back in the heart of Guadalajara, Mexico. Join us for the largest Spanish-language book fair in the world. Guadalajara International Book Fair 2024. Access to over 300,000 titles. Networking opportunities with 15,000 book professionals. Feature your book in our book shoutout and invite readers to grab a copy through our book plug. See you on November 30th to December 4th, 2024. Visit us at booth GG40 and GG42. Don't miss out and save the date. Contact us at 1-800-8050-762.
Discover Dashing Douglas.
ReadersMagnet is back in the heart of Guadalajara, Mexico. Join us for the largest Spanish-language book fair in the world. Guadalajara International Book Fair 2024. Access to over 300,000 titles. Networking opportunities with 15,000 book professionals. Feature your book in our book shoutout. And invite readers to grab a copy through our book plug. See you on November 30th to December 4th, 2024. Visit us at booth GG40 and GG42. Don't miss out and save the date. Contact us at 1-800-805-0762.
Discover Dashing Douglas.
All right, hall 6. We started in the entrance. We took you to the middle. Now we are in hall 6. Look for 6. 0. You will see the States of America. That's where readers is going to be. That is in lane B. Okay, lane B of hall 6. Floor 0. Excuse me for the coffee. Blanche, this is for you. I'm multitasking here so that we stay warm, we stay hot, and we stay pumped here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair. So, again, Hall 6. floor 0 or the ground floor 0, right? 6.0. Lane or you know inside the hall there's letters. All you have to do is look for letter B, and in that lane B, in the B lane, that's where we're going to be. To be more specific, it's going to be 11. Again, there's thousands upon thousands of people coming in, so let's go in. My goodness. By the way, it is so it's not just going to be coffee and books, but books and beer as well. So what a perfect time. I'm trying to multitask here. Over here. I think I can. Thank you very much. All right. So we are in hall 6.0. Okay, this is where America is. What I have to do is look for another door that can help me in. Thank you. Danke. Okay. Hello. Okay. So we are here. We are here in Hall 6, where the United States of America is located, and the other countries in all continents. So you will see letters with a red background, black letters in the red background. So you will see D. I think you just saw D, and we are going to walk to letter B. That's where we are. Again, I have 2 cups of coffee. Vance, so this is for you, and this is mine. Not that we need coffee, but obviously an extra cup would do the trick. So hall B over here. Lane B of hall 6. We are in the ground floor. So again, the hustle, the bustle, the buzz of everyone here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair, can be witnessed. So much energy, so much folks. The next 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, is going to be more of the folks in the industry meeting, greeting, and exchange, brainstorming and exchanging ideas. So I am excited to meet all the colleagues that we have. We have a total of, only for today, we have 18 appointments. 18 appointments for today, and it's going to be crazy and crazy busy, but that's what we want, what we like here at ReadersMagnet, because we find ways. And in order for us, to relate, share your story to the world, we have to meet the world. And that is what we are doing here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair. Again, massive participation here. Every single hall, all 10 halls are filled with books. In each hall, there's 3 floors. 3 floors of books, of colleagues of ours from the industry, countries and continents, represented. And now we're even here walking, doing a shortcut and walking through, our friends from India. Hello, Mumbai. Hello, India. And hello, world. So we are located here at hall number 6 and B11. This lane, we are in a lane B, and hall 11. So we are here live in our booth. So these are our featured authors, right? We have John Garish, the author of The Golf Pro Has Heart. Yep, golf pros have hearts as well. Peter Moscovita, he has several books, but the book that we're featuring for the International Book Fair here in Frankfurt is The Ultimate Sacrifice. You'll learn about this and We have Annette Mazzoni, right? It's Mazzone or Mazzoni. Sorry and apologies for that. But Lily Among the Thorns is a very interesting book. Um, we will get to learn more about this book um, during our book shout out sessions. Okay, we have Building Bridges by Rennie Beltran, a friend Tish Barnhart, a first lady. Shout out to you, Tish. Shout out to North Carolina. Well, Yareni is also from North Carolina. And then we have Eleanor Gassetta. Two books with Reader's Magnet. One, Caregiver's Journey and Generations of Good Food, is going to be represented here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair. Our friend Malte is going to be here as well. Well, he's going to be here, so we're going to learn more about his books, his book, first book actually, and he'll talk more about that. Well, we have Sobranil Day, the time on the gravel roads. So it's going to be here as well. Another featured author is the Reader's Magnet friend, Alyssa Mortel, the Invisible Warriors. Right. This book is all about her journey and very motivational, inspirational, because it's all about living strong with a better understanding of chronic illness. I'm telling you already about the book. This next book is by Dr. Susan Gittleson, no less. Giving is not just for the rich. My goodness, this Upper East Sider, is really teaching the world to give because she is obviously blessed and she would want to give back. Last but obviously not the least is going to be this great, I would say memoir, right? Because he talked several of our shows, but it never gets old. It never gets old, and his story never gets old because this masterpiece by Alan Goldman is very interesting as he journeys to the highest peak of the earth, Mount Everest, right? So it's a journey through life as experienced in the mountains, and no less than Mount Everest or that part of Asia. So, without further ado, we will get to work again in the East Coast. Again, in the East Coast, people are just maybe still snoring or trying to fall asleep. Chicago, Texas, maybe you're fast asleep. California, Washington, and the rest of the West Coast or the Pacific, you're probably trying to fall asleep, as well as the folks in Alaska and Hawaii. But note that, we are still going to be alive. It is exactly 10 o'clock here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair in Frankfurt, Germany. So we are going to, as we're going to be live, we're going to show you and showcase to you today, tomorrow, up to Sunday, right? Today is Wednesday, the 16th of October. We're going to end this show on the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th of October, Sunday, right? Please follow us. If you have any questions, any requests, or anything that you would want for us to, address, please do so. We are here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair, Hall 6, Lane B, and booth number 11. Okay? So again, let me get to work. People are still trickling in as the book fair has just opened, where you saw me in the entrance. Again, thousands upon thousands of folks are trying to get their way in. Today, Thursday and Friday is, Wednesday and Thursday is going to be business, right? People in the industry getting to know each other. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be open. We're going to be open to the general public just to make sure that everyone gets a glimpse of new, old, and upcoming books here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair. So, As we say here at Readers Magnet, we share your stories when we share your stories with the world. And here at the Frankfurt International Book Fair, we are in this part of the world trying and doing, right, and sharing your stories. This is John. Thank you very much. And I'll see you later.
Discover Dashing Douglas. Dashing Douglas.
Well, hey there, book lovers, and again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are. And again, it is me, Rob Lambeth, once again doing our book shout out. So again, get ready to spotlight your all-time favorite reads. And again, once again, this is Rob Lambeth. Last time we had this conversation, it's now good to be back for hosting today's live session. So again, we're streaming everywhere. That's from Facebook, Twitter to Instagram, and also YouTube, and of course on our cozy corner of the web, that is www.readersmagnet.com. So whether if that's a hidden gem you can't stop raving about, or these will be the next hidden gems that leave you spellbound. Come on, who doesn't love a very good read? Everyone, okay? So again, we're here to celebrate the stories that deserve more love. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's give these incredible books the recognition that they've been waiting for. So let the shout outs roll. So again, everyone, welcome to day one of our book event. And it's been a while that we had some stuff here, and yeah, it's really good to see a lot of people who are still currently on the stream though. Thank you very much for joining us as well. Really love to have you here though. Okay, so also before we do the shout outs, let's just do a quick commercial break here. Just want to make sure though that we can set everything up and cozy here. And there's a lot of reads I wanted to prepare during the commercial break. Each and everyone, just prepare your pen and papers and make sure to get those phones ready, because we'll be making sure that you can scan these QR codes on where you can give a copy for that. Okay, so stay tuned, and I'll be back after a few quick messages. Okay, see you in a bit. Hold on. So there you have it, folks. So basically, we are now currently at the joining Frankfurt International Book Fair. So if ever you're in Germany and if ever you want to visit us, make sure though it's going to be at Hall 6. We're going to be at the ground floor. That's going to be at B11. Again, Readers Magnet booth. That is Hall 6, ground floor, B11. So feel free to visit there though. And I think that there are a couple of visiting authors that we are expecting today. So all other authors are very also aspiring writers who want to be inspired and create that connection. And hey, if you have the time, feel free to drop off, see our team, meet them up, talk with them, have fun, just chill. Let's just make this moment count. Basically is what I'm saying. Okay. But again, I'm really excited to do these book shoutouts again. It's been a while, and I do have a couple of books that we can also talk more when it comes about this. But first, let us start with a couple of books that we can do some book shoutouts for the meantime. Okay. So first book that we have on the list here is Flower Dog Man, a primer. Okay, so this is the first book that we are going to be showing here. Please we're going to be showing the book cover along with the QR code. Same thing that we had done before, though it's been a while, so no need to worry about that. Everything is up and dandy with that. Okay, so let me just read a couple of words here coming from the book. Again, that is Flower Dog Man, a primer by Kirk Abner. Okay, this is about a spirituality and inspirational book. And here's a couple of words from the synopsis. Okay, so Kirk Abner's life was normal, aspirational. Even his childhood was enjoyable, and his parents were loving and successful. He attended private school, and by the time he finished college, some of his work was recognized by President Ronald Reagan. Well, that's something. But what looked like happiness on paper couldn't be further from the truth. So by the time Kirk turned 41 years old, he was overwhelmed. Life was not what he hoped it would be. A disappointment led to frustration, and which fueled anger. And after months and years of the same, it turned to depression. So finally, he had become suicidal. That's a bit too much. If a lot of people, if you know, though, when it comes with mental health, though, I am an advocate about mental health. And it seems to me that there are a lot of people, though, who, unfortunately, though, it happens a lot. Like there are a lot of people who usually go to this manic state of depression. It's kind of a bit weird starting off with the word depression here on the start of the day. Though it's going to be a day one. It's a good day, but let's just talk about some things that shouldn't be that we should also discuss as well. Mental health is not really a joke. People go through it. You might think people are sad, but just a simple "how are you" though would be something else that people would really appreciate. And hey, if ever that's something you can do for your friends or anyone, though, just ask them like, "Hey, how are you doing today?" That's easy as that. Like with Kirk Abner's book. So going back with this, so while Kirk courageously persevered from a state of despair to overcome his suicidal disposition, his experience begs the question: how does a person with a strong and healthy upbringing reach such a drastic conclusion to commit suicide? Cue dramatic music. So it's kind of like that, though. So again, as Kirk confronts this critical question in Flower Dog Man and offers compelling answers that can strengthen any person's resolve to live and live meaningfully. So again, a welcome antidote to the anxiety-inducing tensions of everyday world, a lifetime of precisely distilled experiences, expertly concentrated, and that is under Kirkus's review. So it's been reviewed by book reviewers. So if you want to know more and want to see what it's all about, feel free to scan that QR codes as you can see on the screen. So you can just scan it, though. Scan the QR code, grab a copy. It's available through Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Feel free to grab one. And hey, if you love it, add it. And I'm going to always be saying this: add it to your future books to read list, if I still remember that correctly. And so I'm looking at a couple of faces here. So yeah, by the way, Lillian, welcome to the stream as well. And yeah, it is shout out time. Always, though, during these book events, we'll be having these shout outs. So Lillian, good to have you here. Really love to talk to all of you here as well. So if you're an author, though, if you have some books that you are about to be shouted out, though, feel free to leave a comment, though. We can talk about your book for a couple of seconds, okay? So again, that is Flower Dog Man, a primer by Kirk Abner. So feel free to scan the QR code, grab a copy, and add it to your shelves, okay? And next book that we have on the list is The Silent Struggles of a Saved Woman, From the Pit to the Stage. Wow. So, again, coming back with this, The Silent Struggles of a Saved Woman is about a pastor's wife of 40 years who believes that she could not make it without her husband. Well, do any of you feel that same way? Like trying to do something, but you really can't do it. And it's just it's a convoluted thing you need to think about, though. But moving on, more about the book, though. But again, as she was confused as years went by and the fairy tale relationship began to change. Okay, so in 2009, her worst nightmare came. Her husband decided to end the marriage of 40 years after the communion service. Think about that. He had no biblical reason other than he didn't love her anymore, and he was tired of arguing with her. So she had been faithful to him and to the ministry, and they started together. She was about to enter into a pit that she couldn't understand or even see her way out of. Well, that's kind of intriguing, though. So again, if ever you are interested to know more about this book and see what it is, okay, it is a memoir, though, and it's one from our very own authors, Reader's Magnet author, Miss Barbara Thomas. So again, that is The Silent Struggles of a Saved Woman, From the Pit to the Stage. Okay, so feel free to grab a copy, scan that QR code, add it to your Amazon or Barnes & Noble future books to buy list. Hey, it's almost Christmas. Like, it's a good thing for you to buy books this holiday season. Give it as a gift. Give it to yourself. Give yourself the gift of knowledge and stories. Okay? So once again, that's The Silent Struggles of a Saved Woman from the Pit to the Stage by Barbara Thomas. Once again, one of our own Reader's Magnet authors. And next book that we have on the list is another one of my favorites. It's another children's book. It is Rowan Goes to the Beach. So Rowan Goes to the Beach, I just want to read this coming from Alison Baldonado. So again, that's coming from Alison Baldonado. It's a children's book. Title is Rowan Goes to the Beach. So let me just read a couple of statements here. So imagine going on a magical adventure with someone you love and cherish. So join hands with Rowan and her beloved grandmother, whose presence she gets to access in the world. And if you're curious on what is it all about, you can scan that QR code and find out what it is then, okay? So again, that's Rowan Goes to the Beach. So that's from Alison Baldonado. It's a children's book. Feel free to grab a copy. Really good illustrations, really good book. Grab it, find out if you want to know more. And hey, that's not the only book she has on the list. She has a plethora of books. I'm talking about Rowan as well, okay? And the next book that we have on the list here is Jeremiah's Journey from Eileen Kirksey Triplett. Wow. Okay, so again, so as you can see right there, okay, it's again Jeremiah's Journey by Eileen Kirksey Triplett. It is a journal fiction, though, including literary and historical. So again, this is, let me just read a couple of statements here. So Jeremiah's Journey is the story of a young man struggling to deal with changes beyond his control as he looks for answers and searches for the love of his life. Aren't we all looking for that thing? Okay, we're all looking for the love of our life, and who knows, maybe that person is just sitting in front of you or standing in front of you. Maybe he's holding a whiteboard. You don't know. Maybe he's someone holding that whiteboard, and maybe he's someone that's holding that billboard in front of you, like say, hey, welcome home. You never know. The love of your life might not be someone you're not expecting, but maybe he or she's around that corner. And hey, in Jeremiah's Journey, he's searching for the love of his life. So again, that's Jeremiah's Journey from Eileen Kirksey Triplett. It is a journal fiction book. It is a romance book. So feel free to grab a copy if you love it. And if you want to add it to your shelves, go for it. No one's stopping you. It's just only a QR code away, okay? So again, so scan the QR code. Feel free to grab copies. And if there are some books that you love, and there are some books that you are expecting to see in later on, though, hey, I'll be adding one more before we continue back to our live event. That's going to be at the Frankfurt International Book Fair. So last book that I have on the list for this current session, though, but hey, we're going to continue later on. There are a lot of books that I love to talk about, though, and I want to really reconnect with you because it's been like a month since I had this conversation with you guys, okay? So again, next book that we do have on the list is Redemption Comes a Full Circle. That's from Renee O's, okay? This is a memoir. Yeah, I'm seeing here under Amazon, though. It's tagged as a memoir. So let me just read a couple of statements here. So this is a fast-paced, funny, and at times a serious story about me, Renee, an educated woman who took the wrong path in life. And what's that path? You'll never know unless you get one, okay? So the fire, prison, and so much more. So her story is amazing. A miracle or two, and you will read about it here. So again, it's all true. The doctor said she had, how to say this? As far as I remember, though, when it comes to the book, though, she had a medical disease, necrotizing fasciitis. I'm not sure. I want to recall it. Don't worry, I'm going to recall it later on. Make sure that is correct, so at least we can talk. It's more of like, in layman's term, it's a flesh-eating bacteria. Flesh-eating virus in layman's term. So again, this is about her story for 45 years. One says, and again, that doctor that blew her away. And again, a positive disposition, and you will display who will carry you. So again, that, and also a love that spanned 30 years in a marriage that we will never forget. So if you're curious about what the story is about and what is it all and what happened, though, feel free to grab a copy. Again, it's only one QR code scan away. So as you can see on the book cover, right in there, okay, book cover, QR code. Feel free to scan that. And hey, if you love the book, read more about it. Hey, maybe you can check the author out. See if she has a lot of books that you love, though. Okay, so that's coming from Renee O's. A memoir, Redemption Comes Full Circle. So feel free to scan that QR code and add these books to your future books to read list. Okay, so once again, though, as much as I'd like to continue with the conversation, there are a lot of things happening right now at our booth there at Frankfurt International Book Fair. So again, just stay there, though. To everyone who is at home right now, so I believe in the U.S., though, it's it's in the morning right now in Europe, basically. If ever there are a couple of authors that I might be seeing, there are a couple of people as well. Because we're not just only streaming this on a certain area or certain state, we're streaming this globally. So to wherever you are, that's always a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each and every one of you. And hey, stay tuned because there's going to be a couple of more books that we will be shouting out. So looking forward to hear from you. And hey, stay tuned and see you in a few minutes. Bye.
Discover Dashing Douglas.
morning. Welcome back to our booth. So with me right now is our first author for the Frankfurt International Book Fair. He has written 3 books to date, and today we are going to talk about his second and third book. But before we talk about his book, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask this distinguished gentleman in front of me to introduce himself, to tell the world what he did, what is he doing, and we will transition slowly on why he wrote the book, how he was inspired to write the book, and what his motivations were still in in promoting the book. Then hear it straight from the Reverend's mouth what the book is all about. What can the readers get from the book? What can they learn from the book? And what they can actually pick up and apply in their daily lives from the book. So without further ado, world, right in front of me right now is again this very distinguished man from Massachusetts, but he flew from Africa, from Ghana, to be with us, right? I will have no other words because he will do it himself. He will tell us about how he is, what he's doing, and really anything and everything, so that our viewers, our followers will get to know you more. Again, without further ado, Reverend Charles Ai Adu. Good morning, Reverend. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing pretty well. I normally say I am better than I say.
Wow. Can you say that again, sir?
I am better than I say.
When you say that, there's so much humility. I feel very humbled that I'm in front of you. So, Reverend Charles, who are you? What do you do? Can you please tell our viewers?
I am Charles Ayeta, originally from Ghana. Went to school in America. Studied theology. And then first degree, master's, and then PhD. And I work as a professor and a pastor. And I also do research and write.
So, professor, pastor, at the same time.
Which is International Central Gospel. Originally from Ghana, we have a general overseer, Dr. Mason. The church is about 40 years in Ghana, and it's also all over the world.
So it's in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, Massachusetts, Worcester, Massachusetts. There's one in Worcester, Massachusetts. We have in California, we have in Connecticut, New York, Rhode Island, Georgia, Texas, all over the place.
You are based or domiciled
In Ghana.
in Ghana.
And almost every major city in Ghana, we have a church.
Do you know how many churches there are in the world? Why do you think you have that calling as a pastor?
In 1978, while I was in high school, I attended scripture union. There's a union of students called scripture union, and it's basically for high school students. And when I went to high school, I was part of them. And on one occasion, Ezra has set his heart to study the word of God and to practice it and to teach it. When the man of God mentioned this scripture, Ezra has set his heart to study the word of God and to practice it and to teach it. This statement pierced into my heart, and it defined my everything. So I told the senior who was sitting by me, who is now also a pastor, he just senior man was above me. He said, "Wow, I guess this is what I would do in the world." I was in high school. I said, "This is what I would do. I'll become like Ezra. I will study the word of God. I will practice it, and I will teach it." And no wonder, after high school, I went to train to become a professionally trained teacher. And I started teaching mathematics, science, and then agricultural science.
Yes.
And whilst teaching, I moved into further studies, and I started studying theology. And then theology, first degree, master's theology and philosophy, and PhD in theology. So that is how come.
Yes. Yeah. But so you're wow, a normal high school
High school,
kid.
I knew
Kid.
exactly- Yeah, high school.
You were a kid.
I knew what I wanted to do by that scripture.
Wow.
And look at that. It took me also to a teacher training college to train as a teacher.
Yes.
So all my life, I've been teaching, I've been researching, and I've been writing.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. And do you have a family
I have a
now?
family. I have a wife for 35 years. We married in 1988 traditionally, and then we did the Western wedding in 1989. So if I December, and that would be 36. Western wedding, which really tied the knot.
Yes.
And then that is 89. That makes it 35 years. She's a Dr. Mrs. Gertrude Ado.
She's also a doctor in.
Yeah, she's a doctor in business management.
Wow.
She studied business administration. She did an MBA and ended up with business management. She's currently in the US with my 3 children. And the 3 children, the first one is Akusika. She's 34 years, married, and she's a microbiologist. Works with Modena.
Okay. The vaccines.
The vaccines.
Yes.
Yeah, vaccines. And then the second one is Nyansafu Ayana. She's Dr. Nyansafu Ayana, PhD in aeronautic and astronautic engineering, currently working with Rolls-Royce
Okay.
in Indiana as the combustion engineer.
Nice.
And the last one is a civil engineer. He's, with the Connecticut Department of Transportation.
Yeah. Okay. And so, wow, 3 children, a wife, and just going back to you and your calling, right? Because it really amazes me that, as early as high school,
Yeah.
where one would really be clueless
Right.
with what they're going to do in life, your eyes were set, and your outlook was already set into something
Right.
that was very concrete.
Right.
Now, all this time, almost 50 years since
Yeah.
that. 2028, it's going to be 50
years
years
exactly.
since you heard, or since you received, and since you really realized that calling.
Right.
And tell us how, or tell us the turning point in those 50 years where you'd say, I am living a life and I want to write a book.
Thank you very much. Let me take you back to middle school.
Okay.
Okay, this is high school now.
So
Let me take you
before,
back to middle school.
okay.
In middle school, I had the opportunity to go to a boys only a senior who is a professor of English at SUNY Rockland, SUNY Purchase Community College
Yes.
in New York. Right?
Yes.
He was my senior at middle school. He's the first to introduce me to the Bible. He brought what we call a small pamphlet. It's a yellowish pamphlet, very small, just like about the size of this side. And they've written help from above, and it's full of scriptures. I get to me specifically and directly to scriptures and the Bible. And so from there, when I went to the secondary school and I heard of Scripture Union,
Yes.
and also scripture, it helped me to just join them immediately. So throughout my life, especially when I had my PhD, and then now I knew how to write books and research, and I've always been thinking about, as an Ezra and now a scholar, I would also present something like help from above, something scriptural to help educate the people in the church. Today's church, and let me repeat it, today's church, I believe, is lacking so many things. I wouldn't say the church is deviating, no, but it looks as if that we don't have substance to feed on. So I decided to do something that will cut across, that will let people have a devotional material, a study material, a commentary, or something that when they take it to be like a hands-on, that will help them delve into every verse of the Bible in detail. And I guess that's what Ezra did. Ezra set his heart to study the Word of God. So I want people to get something that will help them when they set their heart. They'll get something to really study the Word of God. That's my passion. That's what drove me to do this. And if you look at this, you will notice that if I take a verse, you see, if I take a verse, look at this, it's 39. It's only one verse. Psalm 2, verse 3. Just one verse. And that one verse, I give it a key. And that one verse, I break it into two. And that verse, I write all this study for it.
So this is the pattern of the book.
It's the pattern. One verse, it's the atomized contemplative study here. Then I look for contemplative and comparative analysis, other verses that will match with those verses. I come to contemplative reasonings and thoughts. 7 points on that one verse. Thought. Proverbial issues elicited from the study for family. On that one verse, 7 points. For institutions, 7 points. For the church, 7 points. For the nation, 7 points. Then I come on that same one verse, I raise 7 questions for further study. Then I get 7 further verses completing the study and the study. And I do thought for the day. One verse. Can you imagine one verse giving
One
you
very short verse.
one very short verse, giving you all this.
Yeah, guys, I wanna just show this, right? So, study is your chapter.
Study 9
Yeah, is that is that considered a chapter for this?
it won't consider a chapter.
Okay.
You see, it won't be considered a chapter. It's a study. This is a study.
It's a study. Okay, so in
Yeah.
this book, how many studies do we have?
This one has, if you look at the back, we have 120 verses, giving you 120 studies.
Wow, 120.
120
Studies.
studies. And each of the 120 studies gives you 120 themes, 120 itemized verses, 120 contemplative and comparative analysis, 120 conclusive stuff, which is consistent of 840 contemplative reasonings and thoughts. You know the 777?
Yes.
It also gives you 840 contemporary practical proverbial thoughts for family.
Yes.
840 contemporary practical proverbial thoughts for learning institutions. 840 contemporary proverbial thoughts for the church.
Yes.
840 practical proverbial thoughts for the national life. The 840 thought-provoking questions.
Wow.
Now you look at this. The 840 contemplative reasonings and thoughts. You know,
Can we show this here, please?
you know some of the scriptures, we don't understand them. Some biblical verses, they come with deep thoughts. So these 840 contemplative reasonings and thoughts direct you to so many things that will let you really understand what the verse is about. One,
So imagine in the whole Bible there is
when we finish, there will be thousands
or millions.
millions of
Yeah.
contemplative
We were yes.
Millions.
So 120 verses in a lot of perspectives,
Yes.
right? And oh my goodness, I'm just my hair is standing because you are definitely not a false prophet. When I say that,
No.
yeah, you're a perspective of for the family here. You are you are a global citizen, citizen of Ghana, citizen of the United States,
Right.
and you have a nation's, you have a perspective of that of a member of a nation,
Right.
and so on and so forth. So okay, so
So
before
for this one,
yes,
if a pastor gets this book, he doesn't need to do any preparation. Everything is done for him. He can just take and preach it from it. If a national leader picks this book, he has a lot of contemporary contemplative thoughts to help him reason for the day and think for the day. If a church member, a congregation member, 40 practical proverbial thoughts for learning institutions. Actually, this learning institution is for the youth
yeah,
and for the schools. And so heads of institutions, teachers and all that, even the youth in school, they will get something.
and that's
And
why I asked.
And the family, any confused family, any family that want to do biblical studies or group study or family study, here.
yes.
And that's what you're
No, so that's why I asked you to introduce yourself, right? Because all the book is really a perspective from all the hats that you wear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything.
And what amazes me is that there is just multiple points of perspective
Right.
to how many words? One verse is just what? Maybe 10 words or 12 words?
Right.
But the perspective or the thoughts given per per point of view, pages upon pages.
Right.
You have a very thick book, Reverend. And what is the name of your book?
Horizon Contemplative Studies.
Why Horizon? Why the title, Reverend Charles?
Horizon is simply put, it's like levels of
Levels.
levels. Okay. Contemplative because of the way the book is structured to give you ideas about how to do discussions, explanations, debates, and all that. Your thoughts, it challenges your thoughts, your thinking.
Yes.
So when you are studying the Bible, you don't just study it for something. Because the Bible is deep, thoughtful, great, and has so. I mean, when you talk about everything from from archaeology to zoology, it's in the Bible. Whatever we will be able to help for our spirituality, our character, our conduct, our everything is the Bible. So something contemplative, something dynamic, something to really get your attention,
Yes.
to drive you to a point. That's why I said contemplative and then studies. That's how we come with this.
Nice. Very nice. And you were talking about your experiences. You were talking about your inspirations. How Ezra has really brought you to where you are right now. How, and I've also mentioned, right, the many perspectives and the many hats that you are wearing or you have worn as you have lived and journeyed your life. How does everything, or how does all your experience pour into this book?
When I get this book, I'm looking at somebody who has gone to elementary school, because I started teaching in the elementary school. And I taught in a middle school. I've taught in a high school. And I'm now teaching in the university. So I'm looking at that child, I'm looking at that student, I'm looking at that adult. And as a pastor too. Everybody comes to mind. I'm looking at the student, I'm looking at the teacher, I'm looking at the pupil, I'm looking at a husband, a wife, I'm looking at national leaders, I'm looking at pastors, and I'm thinking about what would they need to be able to help groom today's Gen Z child.
Gen Z, yes.
They are full of so many things. They are full of aspirations and building castles. And what do they need to help them, to arrest them, to direct them? See, these things inspires me to make sure that I don't skip a verse. You know, most devotional materials, they pick and choose according to topics. But this one, I didn't have that luxury. You see, I didn't pick and choose. If I take Psalm 1, it's Psalm 1, verse 1, I finish verse 1, I finish verse 2, I go to verse 3, I go to verse 3. I didn't skip a verse because I realized that every verse has something to teach somebody something. So my is the person out there who has been in the classroom that I've taught before, who is now an elder something. It's like I never stop teaching my students. Right from grade 1 and to now that they are ministers and they are presidents, they still need me to be teaching them.
Yes.
And this is there for them.
So this book is not just for so what is the target of this book? Who can read your book?
This book is for anyone that is looking for a material for spiritual growth, for family upbringing, for pastoral ministry, for a husband that needs
a Bible study tool for a church that needs something for a group Bible study. For an individual like you and I, or him, that needs something to for spiritual growth.
Yes. Okay.
So it's for anyone that really wants a biblical study material.
Wow. Yes, yes. And just looking at how thick this is, not only are you, a thoughtful family, are you a thoughtful leader in the academe, not only are you a thoughtful leader of the church, but as a person, you lead by example and really did not hold yourself in sharing your thoughts. And as our thoughts are always challenged and provoked in a good way, there are more other thoughts that can come to play. So
Absolutely.
where can they get your book, Reverend Charles?
Thank you very much. To begin with, ReadersMagnet is magnetizing everybody. And then Amazon.com.
Amazon.
They can get it there. Barnes and Nobles. They can get
Barnes
it.
and Nobles.
You can also get the Google Books.
Books too. Okay.
And I'm trying websites when that one comes out. Bob, the
Yes.
project management, will work on it very soon so that in my own website, we can also get this.
That's very good because, in this day and age or in digital marketing, you have a lot of content, right? And it's just a matter of just piecing them together.
Right.
And I think the social media platforms is not enough. You have to have your own. You have to have your own website so that each can be chronologically arranged,
Right.
or even just put together into one book
Right.
on the internet.
Sure.
Yes. So for the budding writers or for the folks that would want to write, okay, what advice can you give?
My advice: get this book, study it. Is that not your question?
Well, it surely does.
Then I didn't get your question.
What's that?
Then I didn't get the question. Say it again.
So for any writer who wants to write their own book,
Oh, writers.
yeah, writer,
Okay.
any genre, not necessarily inspirational. What tips can you give them?
First of all,
Because this is your third book, right?
yeah,
Or this is your third book.
the world is looking for authorities. The world is looking for authorities. Simply people takes to drive an idea. And a lot of these writers have ideas. They shouldn't shy away. They should put their ideas into writing, however it is. Some people feel that when they write, they'll make mistakes, they'll do this. So a lot of people have ideas that they are not putting out there.
Yeah.
But it's ideas that runs the world. It's ideas. Einstein's ideas, Newton's ideas, and all this science and then geography and theology. Putting it into writing. But it should come from their heart to bless the world. Come from their heart. Write out what they are seeing, their experiences, their challenges, the issues that people are going through. It will advise somebody. It will direct somebody. It will shape somebody. It may correct somebody. It may bring an issue that even a family or even a national leader is struggling with. And when the national leader picks it, it will be something beautiful. Say, wow, I didn't know that this thing, there's an answer in this book, there's an answer in the book, there's an answer in the book. Authorities with ideas, they should share the ideas. And if they want a marketing consultant, they shouldn't forget ReadersMagnet.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And so, folks, this is in Barnes and Noble. This book is in Amazon. And this book is also in other platforms where, you can actually order and have it delivered anywhere in the world. So this book and that book looks very similar, Reverend Charles. Does it also have similar content?
Yes, please. I mean, if you look at this, it doesn't change. But this is the Psalms, and this is for Jude. And now Jude speaks of warnings and encouragement. Warnings and encouragement. I've said it out here. You can see warning and encouragement.
Okay.
In today's church world, spiritual world, there is so much confusion. And Jude was warning people about some of these false prophets and encouraging the Christians. That's what Jude is about.
Okay.
But it follows the same pattern. As
Same pattern.
Because
it's an awesome pattern.
Then, when you come to the middle and you get Philemon, Philemon speaks about forgiveness, reconciliation, and restoration. Forgiveness.
Forgiveness is?
And you can find forgiveness. You can find reconciliation. You can find restoration. Even among Christians, it's difficult to forgive. But if you look at how Paul found Onesimus, and he wrote to Philemon to forgive Onesimus, and not only forgive, reconcile with him for what Christ has done for himself, and also to restore him. This is all that Jesus came to do: to forgive, to reconcile, and to restore. If we are able to do these three things, so many divorces will end. So many rejections and throwing away. So this is a great piece for everyone. Who else doesn't need forgiveness?
Yes.
Who else doesn't need to be reconciled?
Yep.
Who doesn't need restoration? That is it. And encouragement, forgiveness, reconciliation, and restoration.
Nice.
That is it.
Very nice.
And this one also has,
and it's written in the same format.
Yeah, 50 verses, 50 this, 50 that, and then comes to 350 and all that. And 50%.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Reverend Charles, the format you chose, who inspired you to choose that?
Initially, I was using WhatsApp platform to write study materials to friends and loved ones. And
so you write and then you just forward in WhatsApp?
I was writing and forwarding until it dawned on me to rearrange it and then put it in a book. So when I started the rearrangement, then the thought started flowing. Make it contemplative as you used to. I mean, WhatsApp, I couldn't do a lot.
Yeah.
But with this, I started expanding it.
Yes.
So the thoughts started coming. Introduce these contemporary, proverbial, contemplative issues to family, to learning institution, to the church,
yes,
and to the nation. Bring out contemporary reasonings and thoughts about them, bring questions, bring further scriptures, itemize it, make it thematic for every verse. And it's not easy to give a theme to every verse.
No,
It's not
no, not at all.
easy. But you see, when I sit quietly and begin to reflect on the verses, it starts coming like that. And I
Nice.
realize that this is God given
And even God written.
and God written.
My goodness, it started from WhatsApp. I mean, Facebook, Meta. I'm
Yeah.
amazed that this very thoughtful work from a very thoughtful man
And there are
started from
others
just
coming.
messages.
There are
Oh,
others
another one's
coming.
coming.
Yeah, Ephesians, Philippians, and Colossians on the way.
So, what book are we missing here? Is it still?
All of them will be Horizon. But this is Jude and Philemon.
But what
Horizon.
book are we missing here?
No, we're not missing any book.
But this is
The
you have
rest-
3 books.
No, I can't Christology. That's a book of Christology.
Oh, that's separate.
That's a
Okay.
separate book.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a third one of Horizon Contemplative Studies
Yeah.
is coming out.
It's coming out. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Look forward to that,
Yeah.
guys. I am amazed. I am blessed. I'm
Also blessed.
inspired.
Also inspired.
I am, elated that this distinguished gentleman in front of me, a very thoughtful leader and truly a man of authority, right? Who have lived, being a wow, professor, was the end, or is the end of, or is just what he's doing right now. He started from elementary or even
Yeah.
kindergarten, who knows, right? But Reverend Charles in front of me, who's a doctorate in theology, just amazes me. And please grab a book on Amazon. All you have to do is just look for the keywords Horizon Contemplative Studies, HCS. I think we should brand your book as HCS, Horizon Contemplative Studies, right, by Reverend Charles Adu, so that we will have a guide. We will have a self-help guide, life, how to live life and better life from different perspectives. Thank you very much, Reverend Charles. Are there any final words to our viewers? Because we went over by 10 minutes, but I'm having fun, right?
I'm
I'm
also
sure
enjoying it.
our viewers are also enjoying. Any last words?
The last word is, let the word of God dwell in you richly. In that way, you'll be able to counsel people, help one another, build one another, and even encourage one another. The word of God. Let's live with the word of God. Let's work with the word of God. But that is what
I feel like Ezra was also talking to me today. And again, thank you. Welcome to the Frankfurt International Book Fair.
Thank you.
Please go around. There's 10 of these massive halls
Wow.
filled with books. This is just one hall,
Yeah.
Reverend Charles. Right? This hall has 3 floors.
Wow.
Right? And ReadersMagnet is only 2 booths here in floor 0, or the ground floor. I'm sure you are you're very familiar that here the first floor is always floor 0. So 0, 1, 2 for every hall, 10 halls of books. Enjoy your time. I'm sure as you've inspired me, you goers around. There are people from all walks, people from all continents, people from all, from every part of the world, but from the same industry for the love of books is present. Is present today, October 16, and this will run. And do I see you every day?
Yes, please. You see me every day.
We will see you every day. So this will start today, October 16, Wednesday, up to October 21. I'm sorry, October 20, Sunday, right? October 20, Sunday. It opens at 9 o'clock and we close at 6 o'clock. But you know, you will see that there may be other true prophets like you around this hall or around the book fair. But thank you. Let me shake the hand of a
Thank you
very,
much,
very
very
inspiring
much.
man.
God bless
Thank you.
God bless you.
And welcome back to our book shout-out. So once again, that was Reverend Charles, the author of the book Contemplative Studies. So basically, though, that was Psalms Volume 1. He does have other books as well that's available on Amazon. He has Jude and Philemon, and there are a couple of books coming along the way. Again, that was, once again, Reverend Charles. Really fascinating message. I really loved what he was trying to convey as well. And love to see him basically at our booth as well, though. And I see that a lot of people have been talking about his message as well, especially coming from a couple of people, though. And just to answer your question, Natasha, since you've been asking, like the book says Volume 1, so possibly how many books will be available soon? There are more, since this is more of a contemplative book of studies. So right now, Jude and Philemon are available. That was just recently published this year. So feel free to check them out, though. And hey, for other books that you want to also get into, feel free to join in as well. And so, we will be continuing with our book shout out. So there are a couple of books on the list that we can add on to your list. So for everyone who's watching, though, welcome. And feel free to join in, though. And I'm seeing, though, that we have a lot of people who are watching right now. So talking about 270 people watching right now, I'm feeling conscious as of the moment right now. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, oh my gosh, I'm mind blown. So coming back with the whole thing. So again, let us add more books that you will be adding to your future books to read list. Okay. So again, let us start though off with coming from a spirituality and inspirational book. We have here coming from the author David Tuttle, which is Soul License, Tips and Tales. So there again, we have there Soul License from David Tuttle, though, spirituality inspirational book. If you want to grab a copy, and if ever you are interested to know what it is, again, QR code is available. Because again, remember last time during previous book events, we had a lot of people like, hey, how can I get a copy? There are some books, though. Don't worry, QR code is available. We're trying to make sure links are available as well, so you can at least just click on that link or scan that QR code. And hey, if you want to grab a copy, then feel free to grab one. Okay. So again, so check it out though. QR code is available. Again, that is sole license tips and tales from David Tuttle. That is spirituality inspirational book. If you love those books, go for it. Okay. And then next book that we do have on the list is coming from Teresa Wee. I just remember Teresa though. Had an interview with her in the past. Talking about this book, and she is a remarkable woman. So if you got time later on, because again, it's almost lunch break right now. If you have time, feel free to check that author interview from Teresa Wee. That was a very it was a fun interview. Like you wouldn't expect. Like these are the things that came up. So again, title of the book: My COVID-19 Diary: Practical Tips and Scriptures for Improbable Times from an American Doctor. Okay, so again, that is from Teresa Wee, My COVID-19 Diary. So if ever you want to check it out, though, feel free and want to know what she went through during COVID-19, and that was how many years ago? Like it's been a while, like 5 years ago, 2019, 2020. Yeah, it's nothing is back to normal yet, but hey, there are some stories worth sharing, and this is one of the stories that are worth reading as well. So again, My COVID-19 Diary, scan that QR code, add it to your future books to read list, and hey, if you love it and you want to know more, don't worry, we got a few more that we can add on here. So next book that we do have on the list is coming from Jill Fandrich. It's Students Who Connects Your Dots, a complete course on critical thinking. Well, I want to put my 2 cents in here. Like, not everyone does have critical thinking and whatnot, but it's more on how you can going back with what Jill says, it's really just who connects your dots. It's more, if you want to know more about this, see how this book can help you when it comes to knowing more and connect these dots with your critical thinking. Feel free to grab a copy. QR code is available. Again, that's coming from Jill Fandrich. Okay, that is Students Who Connects Your Dots, a complete course on critical thinking, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Feel free to get those copies. Okay, so next book that we do have on the list is it's a general fiction book here coming from Norbert Gomes. It is Ireland's Unparalleled Essence, Volume 1. And if there is a Volume 1, there's always the next volume, and who knows how many volumes will be in there. Hey, coming from Kathy Barnes, though, a good book for everyone. I think you're referring to Students Who Connects Your Dots from Jill Fandrich. Yeah, I really agree with that, Kathy. There are some books. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but critical thinking is much more different. Like it's something that you think you have it. It's an innate ability. I'm not sure though. Hey, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just reading. I'm just thinking from the top of my head here. But hey, who knows? If you have some insights about this, Jill, if you ever are watching, feel free to put your insights here. I would love to hear your insights about this. Okay, but going back with the book that we have on display is Ireland's Unparalleled Essence from Norbert Gomes. Okay, Gomes or Jones? I'm sorry though if ever I'm mispronouncing this, Norbert. But feel free to correct me if ever you're watching this right now on the stream. Okay, so again, that is Ireland's Unparalleled Essence, Volume 1. Feel free to scan the QR code if you want to know more books coming from his list. Okay, so again, and next is coming from C.A. Kinney or Carol, The Mrs. Claus Contract. So this is a romance book, but I'd love to call, because I do remember our conversation, I would love to call this as a holiday romance kind of type of thingy here. So if ever you are interested in these types of books, feel free to grab a copy. QR code is available on screen. So as you can see, book cover, see here, there. It's going to be Mrs. Claus Contract, QR code with the book cover. Feel free to join it. Okay, so again, feel free to add it on, scan it, and hey, it's really easy. Just put your phone in front. There's going to be a link that pops up on screen. Click that link, and then you'll be routed directly to their Amazon page. Okay, and then next book that we do have on the list, it's a mystery thriller, which is from Alfred Anderson, A Little Sasha, Sasha's Sasquatch Namesake. Okay, so again, that's Little Sasha. Oh, hold on. Here, let me just before I move on with this next book, I just want to read a comment here from Pam Jackson. So Pam says, romance between Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. You know what, Pam? There is something very beautiful about this book. It's not the typical Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, but she Kinney already Carol gave an insight about what the book is all about. If you have time, hey, try to check it on YouTube though. The author interview is available on our ReadersMagnet YouTube channel. check it out though. Or if you want to know more and more in-depth details about the book, hey, try to grab a copy. Okay, it's there on screen. You can always go back with that. Okay, so Pam, by the way, Pam, thank you much for tuning in. I really love to see you though, and yeah, a couple of familiar names I'm seeing right here. But yeah, really love to have you on the stream right now. Okay, so again, going back with our next book coming from Alfred Anderson, that's a Little Sasha Sasquatch, a namesake. It's a mystery thriller though. If you're interested and want to know more about this book, again, QR code is available on screen. Feel free to scan the QR code and hey, grab a copy, grab one, grab two, or hey, if you love to have a Sasquatch family books, try to scan the QR code and order how many books you love. Okay, so next book that we do have on the list coming from Gail Knox. It is a spirituality and inspirational book, Advancing in Enlightenment, the crash course of the newly revised and expanded edition for 2023 and beyond. Wow. So it's going to be starting from last year and beyond. So again, that's Advancing in Enlightenment. So it's a spirituality book from Gail Knox. If you are interested to know more about this book, feel free to scan that QR code. It's available on the book cover. Okay, check it out though, and see what you can go for this. Oh, and before I move on, just wanted to also add on with a couple of things that we can do here when it comes with our how do you say this? Our book shout outs. And if you can remember last time though, we had given away two Kindles. Yeah, we gave away two Kindles. I do remember though that was from Sinada, which is she got picked first. She wasn't available, and then she got picked next time. Then she already got it. So hey, Sinada, I know you're in the UK. If ever you're watching, hey, feel free to leave a comment though. Really love to see you though. Okay, so again, coming back with the whole thing. So again, I want to bring back the only thing, which is gonna be our trivia. So also one more thing, we will be providing a free Kindle. It's gonna be a raffle though. So again, in order for you to earn raffle entries, there are two ways for you to win a free Kindle here. First is those who are visiting our physical, again, the booth on Frankfurt International Book Fair. That's Hall 6, ground floor, and that's at B11. So if ever you're there, though, there's going to be a scavenger hunt. Feel free to join, so at least you can earn a raffle entry to win yourself a free Kindle. And second part is also for the online part, which is going to be my territory here. So talking about you can win a free Kindle as long as you'll be participating and answering some trivia questions that I'll be throwing out into the air later on. Okay, I'm not going to do it right now. Let's try to do it later on. So at least let's just try to build up some suspense. Now, here's some tips. Okay, the trivias that I'll be throwing is talking about a couple of books that came from, again, coming from Germany. So you want to check it out though. Try to join a trivia. Feel free to have fun. And hey, if ever you are the one who is lucky enough to win a free Kindle, don't worry, our ReadersMagnet staff will be getting in touch with you. But again, raffle draw will be happening this Sunday. So the more raffle entries, the more chances of winning. Okay, so before we do that though, let's continue with our book shoutouts. So next book that we do have on the list is coming from Michelle Moreno. It's an inspirational book, and it is called that is Releasing the Pain. Okay, coming from Michelle Moreno. Sorry, I had something on my throat though. Okay, sorry for that. So again, coming from Michelle Moreno, Releasing the Pain. It is an inspirational book. As you can see right there though, book cover is available. And again, it is how do you say? I read a couple of pages about this book, and it's one thing that I could say is it has a different direction when it comes with inspirational and spiritual books. You can try to check it out though. Feel free to scan the QR code, know more about this. You can read some samples as well on Amazon. Feel free to do that if you want to get a gist of what the book is all about. And I tell you though, it's a good read. Try to check it out. Again, QR code is available on screen. Just scan that QR code and then you're A-okay. Okay. So next book that we do have on the list is Sneaky the Hairy Mountain Monster and How I Lost My Parents. Coming from Norma Fliegen. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name here, Norma. From Norma, it's a children's book. It's Sneaky the Hairy Mountain Monster of How I Lost My Parents. It's more of a children's book slash. It's also more on teaching children about school teachings, those kinds of things. It has a good twist when it comes with the book. Oh, hold on. Before we move on, just want to do a special mention here to one of our reviews. Hi, Paul. Welcome to the stream again. So, Paul, hey, I have seen a couple of your books that will be shouted out today. So, looking forward to talk to you more about this. And hey, to all of you who are not familiar, though, Paul has authored not a couple, but a few of coloring books that you would really love, though. It comes with these essences. Hey, try to check it out. No worries about that. Okay, so Paul, by the way, thank you much, and good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Really love to have you on the stream, and thank you very much for tuning in. Okay, so coming back again. So that is again Sneaky, the Hairy Mountain Monster, on how I lost my parents, coming from Norma Fliegen. Children's book, though. Feel free to grab that, scan that QR code, grab a copy, and add it to your future books to read list. Okay, and next book that we do have on the list is talking from one of our authors. One of our authors who, again, tried to talk about what do you say this is behave. Again, from Reverend, talking about contemplative studies. Right now is coming from Dr. Christopher Powers, and I spoke to him last time when he was also available on the live stream. But right now, though, the book is called "Behave as a Church." Okay, so the next book that we do have on the list is Behave as a Church from Dr. Christopher Powers. Okay, so again, Behave as a Church. It is more of a here's how we I'm not sure though if Dr. Christopher or Dr. Powers, if you are available, I would really love to know your insights about this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if I do recall it correctly, what you said is that it's more of a personal growth as Christians. I'm hoping I'm not ruining the message there, because it's like a series of books. Okay, like it's like first one, second one, third one, fourth one. It's a series of books that it's more onto contemplating on your personal growth as being a Christian. So that was what Dr. Powers had discussed with me, and I'm not sure if I remember it, but there were a lot of people in the comment section as well talking about it as well, and he shared his insights. So hey, Dr. Powers, if ever you are available, hey, feel free to check it in. Just to make sure if I am saying these things correctly, okay? But once again, though, Behave as a Church by Dr. Powers, it is a spiritual and inspirational book. Feel free to grab a copy and add these to your future books to read list in the future then, okay? So, also, and going back with a couple books, there was one book that here I do apologize. So there was one book that I kind of skipped, but this is a book that we have always shouted out, and I'll always still ask the same question. And that book is The Golf Pro Has Heart: Secrets of Couples Still in Love After 50 Years. So the question still remains: how do you stay in love after 50 years? If you want to know more and try to see what it is all about, feel free to grab a copy. Again, The Golf Pro Has a Heart, coming from John Garish. It is a self-help book. It's talking more about philosophy, talking about relationships. And if you want to know his secret, feel free to scan that QR code and grab that book right now, okay? So again, coming back in, The Golf Pro Has a Heart is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. So hey, feel free to scan that QR code. It's available. I believe there's also a Kindle format for this. So if you want to have this book on the go, feel free to grab a copy of that, okay? So, and also, next book that we do have on the list is, again, coming from Paul H. Anna. It's the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy, Desert Storm, the beginning of the air assault. Sorry, air assault. Well, whoops. Where's that coming from? Okay, the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy, Desert Storm, the beginning of air assault. It's coming from Paul H. Diana. It's a history and military book. Here's one thing. Quick trivia. I try to read a couple of pages here, but this book was basically like his it's Paul's fascination when it comes with military history. He tried to read some notes, and eventually, he came in and found how do I say this? He really loved the concept of this book, and then he created it. Eventually, it turned out to be a full-blown book. He published it and got it available though. So if you want to know more about this though, see what it is. Hey, feel free to scan the QR code and grab a copy. Okay, so. Oh, and see, we were having a couple of conversations as well, coming from with some of our commenters here. Hey, don't worry. Again, with the comment section though, as same as before, let's also make sure that we can make this as a community. Okay, authors helping authors, readers helping readers, and future writers are looking forward to at least try to see if ever they have what it takes to be someone who they want to be in the future, like being an author, being that special person on creating a masterpiece and sharing this with the world. Okay, coming right. So I want to read one more thing. Just one of the comments here coming from Maxine Thorson. He's talking about the earlier book, Behave as a Church. I feel like the book Behave as a Church is one that only people who are open-minded should read. And I think that is one thing that Dr. Powers had highlighted as well. I'm not sure though. I really want to hold on. Don't worry. Later on, once we're going to continue with the book plug, I'm going to go back to this and talk about it if ever if my memory serves me right. Okay, so just want to make sure that everything's up and cozy. Everything is good though, and everything's correct. But again, Maxine, thank you much for joining the stream as well. Thank you much for that comment. Really love that though. Again, it's coming with words. It's words and trying to. It's more of a self-help. Again, it's personal growth. It is a book series. So if you want to check it out though, feel free to scan the QR code. It's available on Amazon, and you can see the book series that you would be following. Okay, so, and also coming back though, and next book that we do have on the list is from Joe Ellen Capps. Okay, that is Laughter at Dawn. Okay, so Laughter at Dawn from Joe Ellen Capps. It is a general fiction that includes a couple of historical events in here. So if you want to grab a copy, see more what it is, feel free to scan that QR code. Okay, it's available. It's available on screen. Just put your phone in front of you, scan that QR code, and then you're good to go. And don't worry, Maxine, you're welcome. And Bob is kind of a bit cute though, coming from the Rob here. Thank you very much for that, Maxine. Really appreciate that. Okay. Oh, and the next book that we do have on the list is How to Consistently Hear God. Gen Z to OG. 3 ways to consistently hear God. So it is coming from the author, Dr. Jerry Brown. It is a inspirational book, so feel free to try and check it out, though. Again, how to consistently hear God. Now, it raises a question, like, if you are starting doing it, will there be a time that you wouldn't hear it? Who knows? We'll never know unless you try to check this book out. So again, How to Consistently Hear God, Gen Z to OG, 3 ways to consistently hear God from Dr. Jerry Brown. Feel free to grab a copy. QR code is available on screen, so just scan that QR code and you'll be redirected to their Amazon and Barnes & Noble page for you to at least purchase a copy of your own. Okay. And the next book that we do have on the list is coming from Louis Zimanski. It's Wild Colt. Okay, it is a it's Wild Colt. It's a literary fiction book. Feel free to try to check it out, though. And again, if you check on his Amazon page, this book, Wild Colt, is also paired up with another book called Surfer Dude, Legendary Stallion of. I'm gonna be murdering this. Chincoteague. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'll get back to this, okay? So again, it's Wild Colt from Louis Zimanski, and the next book that we do have coming from the same author, Louis, is Surfer Dude, Legendary Stallion of Chincoteague. Okay, so it's going to be talking about literature and fiction, and the next book is, again, Surfer Dude. It has a different twist here, but it's talking more about the geography and cultures as well. Okay, and also one more book that I really do love to highlight as well, though, because I do remember her last time that we had our book event, and I hope that she's listening. But we have here a book coming from Marie J. Phillips. Okay, it's On Maticia Wings, The Furlights of Aroriel, Book 1. Okay, so Marie, yeah, I do remember. I really love to see you again. Hey, if ever you do have time to join the stream, if ever you are available as well, feel free to join in. Really love to talk with you and reconnect with you. It's been a while. Really love to talk to you in the future then about this. Okay, so again, coming from Marie Phillips, On Maticia Wings, The Furlights of Aroriel. It is a literature and fiction book, so feel free to grab a copy. Hey, you can check out though, and hey, it's not only one book. Again, this is book 1 of the book series on The Furlights of Aroriel series. This is just only the first book. So okay, and the next book that we do have on the list, coming from one of the authors who is currently tuning in right now on our live stream, is from Paul. Okay, it's the official Trap House coloring book for adults, stress and anxiety relief, humor and entertaining. So again, if ever you are in love with a couple of coloring books and you want to release that stress, hey, feel free to grab a copy, though. It's coming from Paul Packett. Again, that's the official Trap House coloring book for adults, stress, and anxiety relief. Again, it's if you want to check it out, though, and I do believe that coloring books are not always meant for children. Okay, adults love coloring books too. And I am one of those people. And I'll keep on saying this every time that I'll be shouting out this book that I do love. Again, coloring books. It has this different quirk in it. It tickles the back of my head. Like it's just that soothing massage when you start coloring. Okay, I hope everyone agrees with that though. Okay, and next book that we do have coming back from Paul though is Inspirational Recovery Quote. Coloring book. It's fun for adults, kids, men, women, all ages, stress and anxiety relief. And again, let me put that Inspirational Recovery Quote coloring book. Okay, so there's going to be a couple of quotes here. And again, Paul, if you do know though, and if ever if you want to check it out though, Paul has a lot of coloring books that are available for you to purchase. So feel free to check them out though, and see if you love to have one, love to start coloring a few more. Hey, go for it. Don't be shy. Just grab a copy, okay? And don't be too again, it's gonna help your anxiety. So if you want to color out the lines, feel free to do it. It's your own coloring book. Have the freedom to do what you want to do. Okay. So, and the next book that we do have on the list is The Renaissance of Humanity, a celebration of humanity through the power of poetry. Wow. It's coming from Vivian McIntosh. It is a poetry book, and I think this is the first poetry book that we do have. Basically it's going to be coming from one of our entries when it comes with this. Okay, so again, Renaissance of Humanity is celebration of humanity through the power of poetry, coming from Vivian McIntosh. Okay, so again, and the next book that we do have on the list is Better Be Home When the Street Lights Come On, coming from Aaron Bachlars. It's a cultural, ethnic, and regional humor. So feel free to grab a copy if ever you're interested to see what is that you can do with this, and a whole bunch more when it comes in. So also coming back, just wanted to go back with the comment from Lillian, saying that Lillian saying is that where can we see all the books that have been shouted out? Well, basically though, it's going to be available online though. So this live stream, after it would end, it would be available. But we'll try to at least see though that if ever we can add some links later on within the caption or the comments. But for those of you who had seen books, and if ever you had listed some books that you want to add onto your future books to buy list, you can just scan that QR, pause that screen, scan that QR code, and then hey, you can this will be redirected to Amazon, where you can purchase a copy of your own as well. But don't worry, we're going to try to see what we can do there to make it much more easier. And because again, I do believe we have some people who don't use mobile phones to scan QR codes, like PC enthusiasts, like watching on a laptop or a computer. So don't worry, we're going to try to see what we can do though, so at least you can get these books that you want to add onto your future books to read list. Okay, so Lillian, thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. Okay, and again, next book that we do, again, coming back again, that is Better Be Home When the Streetlights Come On, coming from Ron Bachlars. Okay, and the next book that we do have on the list is City of the Damned, coming from K. Marie. Okay, it's a fantasy action and adventure book. So if ever you're interested and want to know more, again, that is City of the Damned from K. Marie. It is a fantasy action and adventure book. Feel free to try to check it out though. And hey, who knows? Maybe you'll fall in love with these types of books as well. And also, reading from one of the comments that coming from Jason Daniel, who else loves coloring books when they have free time as stress relief? Because I definitely do. Okay, so Jason, hey, if you want to go for that though, hey, and also Paul is and all for all the people though, if you're talking about the coloring books I talked about earlier, Paul is available in chat if you want to hey, try to check out though. Again, it is available on bn.com, so yeah, try to check it out. Feel free to go to that website and grab a couple of coloring books that you can have for your own as well. Okay, so Paul, thank you much for posting that. It makes it much more easier on my end as well to plug in your book as well. So Paul, thank you much for that. Really appreciate the teamwork we got here, buddy. Okay, so and the next book that we do have on the list is coming from Sonia Jones, is Queen of the Sea, the untold story of Lady Pirate Ching Shi. Okay, it's a mystery, thriller, and suspense book. So hey, if you want to check it out though, go for it. Again, it is Queen of the Sea, the untold story of Lady Pirate Ching Shi. Okay, coming from Sonia Jones, mystery, thriller, and suspense. If you love these types of books, feel free to add these books to your future books to read list. Or hey, you can try to check it on Amazon, see if you love it. And if ever there are a lot of books that you love under her belt, feel free to grab those copies as well. Okay, and the next book that we do have on the list here coming from Jessica is Scott Killian and the letter. Wow, that's kind of a question though. Scott Killian and the letter. What is that letter? So if you want to know more about this, it is and here's the good thing about this. This is a Christian mystery and suspense book. So if ever you are wondering on how a Christian mystery and suspense book works, feel free to try to check that book out. It's available at Amazon, available for purchase. So once again, that is Scott Killian and the letter, coming from Jessica. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, last name here, Jessica. Jessica Manges. I'm sorry, Jessica. I really do apologize if I'm murdering your last name here. But again, Scott Killian in the letter, coming from Jessica. Feel free to grab a copy of this book. You can pause this screen, try to check it out, so you can do some cross-referencing here on if this is the correct book from Jessica. Okay, and then last book that we do have on the list for our book shout out for today's schedule. Okay, but don't worry. Each and every one will still be doing our book shoutouts later on, and that will be happening after a couple. We'll just be having a quick break later on. Okay, so we're going to be having a quick break. We're trying to work on the stuff, and also we're going to bring you back to the live session that we have though in Frankfurt International. Okay, so the last book that we do have on the list for you to add to your future books to read list is a Mirror Darkness, coming from S.E. Cyborski. It is a science fiction and fantasy book. So if you are interested with these types of books and want to know more and see what it is, hey, feel free to grab a copy of this. Again, coming from S.E. Cyborski. And I do remember that he has a number of books that you can add it to your future books to read list. Okay, so again, A Mirror Darkness, coming from S.E. Cyborski. It is a science fiction and fantasy book. So hey, and of all of these lists though, just want to ask you though, so to all of our viewers here, which of these books do you think, don't ask me the question, I'll ask you these questions. Which of these books do you think is something that you are interested in knowing more about? Because there are a lot of books that I placed in here, coming with the starting from Flower Dogman and Primer up until Mirror Darkness, coming from S.E. Cyborski. Out of these books, which one do you think is something that caught your interest and something that you want to move forward with, and try to see though on what makes you try to grab a copy? Because there are these questions that before you pick up a book, there are things that you always ask, like, if I'm going to be picking up a book, I want to make sure that I don't stop reading it or I don't stop using it. Like, I'm not going to be reading it and after putting it on the shelf, like, I want to know what's next. Same thing with coming back with why I love coloring books, because you can color a page. Then once you're done, you're not really done, because you can think of some varieties they can do with colors. It's different. It sounds kind of bit a thing here when it comes with how to say this, with me loving coloring books and those stuff. But it depends on each person. Like for example, Paul. So Paul is on the chat. He says that he loves self-help books. Paul, if you don't mind me asking, what type of self-help books do you think that you would really love when it comes with you personally? Like, is there something that you need to consider before you go for a self-help book? Or are we talking about, this is a self-help book that is general, then I want to purchase it? Or is it going to be like a niche or something specific before you go in and grab a copy? Does these things run through your mind? Hey, Paul, if ever you want to put in the comments, I would love to know more about this. And hey, to all of our viewers, if you do have some insights, feel free to put it in. I want to hear what you think. Hey, again, let's make this community. Let's make this community here. Let's put in some chats here. Make sure that each and everyone has their thing to say. Okay, Andor, I might not get through all the comments, but I'll try my best to at least read a couple of comments here and there. Just want to know though if ever everyone is tuning in, because I do see I see a lot of familiar names coming from last stream. And hey, we're going to be having these book shoutouts up until the end of the Frankfurt International Book Fair, and that's going to be coming from October 16 up until the 20th. We will be doing this, so we'll be doing this for the whole session. Make sure that everyone would be seeing all their books being shouted out. So that's gonna be 5 days of you seeing me, and you hearing me, and you just trying to see on what books you can add to your future books to read list. Oh, and hey, got a response from Paul. Thank you much for this, Paul. So Paul responded, books that improve being an overall better human being, to improve myself to be a better person today than I was yesterday. I love that. And I agree with that. And I really love that answer, Paul. Very well said. Okay, really love that. Really love that. Okay, so again, hey, and Paul, thank you much for again. I really love the you sharing your thoughts about this. And hey, if ever you do love self-help books and you are in, if ever you're in the same wavelength with how Paul thinks about self-help books, hey, feel free to put it on the comments though. If ever you do have some different opinion when it comes to self-help books or different types of books, like you like this book because of this, or you like this book because of that, feel free to place in the comments though. I'll get back to them, and no need to worry though. We'll have this conversation, have this chat. But again, once again, and to all of our authors though, and all our visiting authors who are basically in Frankfurt right now, again, feel free to visit us though. That we are located at Hall 6, ground floor. That's going to be B11. That's at the Frankfurt International Book Fair. Look for the Reader's Magnet booth there, and you'll be seeing there. If you want to get in touch, talk to our staff, feel free to do that. Hey, let's try to chill. Let's have fun. Okay, let's talk to each other though. Let's make this community better again. Because again, authors help authors and writers always help writers. Okay, so let's keep on doing that though. Let's have that fun that we always love. Okay, so that will be all coming from me though when it comes with book shoutouts. But again, we do have another set of books that we will be shouting out later on. So there are a couple of books that you can add onto your list. So if ever there are some books that you love and you want to know more about and see how we can do this, and if ever you want to grab a copy of here and there though, who knows, if ever you love to grab one, again, QR codes are available. And for those if ever there are books that you want to try to check out though, we're going to try our best to add some links in the captions below, so that will be happening. But again, also in one quick reminder, we will be having trivia that will be on our later session that we'll be having for our book shout out. So we'll be throwing in some trivia questions here and there. One correct answer equals one raffle entry. And if you want to win that free Kindle, just got to make sure you answer those questions. Don't worry, I made them easy. Unlike before, though, they're multiple choice, same thing. And I always give chances to people who change their answer after the countdown. But again, rules that I wanted to at least highlight here. Please make sure that during the raffle draw, that's going to be on a Sunday, if I remember correctly. It's going to be on Sunday. Please be sure to be available during the live stream when we do the raffle draw, okay? Because once I call your name and you won't be available, then unfortunately, I gotta spin the wheel again and see who else deserves to win that free Kindle, okay? So looking forward to see you soon, though. And again, hey, stay tuned. We'll be back after a couple of messages. So, hey, looking forward to talk to you later, okay? And make sure to add more books to your list again. And once again, this is Rob Lambeth. Making sure that we can at least add more books that you would love. And hey, we're talking about hidden gems, we're talking about unraveling stories. So let's do this. Let's do this together. And if ever there are some books that you also want to highlight, hey, there are simple and easy rules for you to join that though. It's available through our social handles though. That's at ReadersMagnet. Feel free to check them out if ever you want to have that opportunity to give your book the spotlight it deserves. So enough from me though. Again, coming back with the whole thing. I'll be talking to you later on, so I'll be throwing you back to the live session. But before that, there's just going to be a couple of messages that we want to throw in there. So again, once again, this is Rob Lambeth, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Ciao.